You guys have no idea how happy I am that I didn't make a video about this when I initially wanted to. Because boy, did I make a 180. Fastest 180 of my entire life. Because I initially liked this game and I wanted to support it. And I wanted to do so purely out of principle. Because the first thing that I heard about this game was the controversy. It turns out that this game is going to have a school shooting event in it. And when I heard about it, I was like, wow, that's kind of spicy. But it's not something that I've never heard about before. I mean, I did play Postal, so I did play a lot worse. And at the end of the day, it's a video game. Like, who cares? It's purely fictional. But the publisher did drop them after they heard about it. And the more I look into it, the more I start to see that the controversy is entirely manufactured. You see, this game allows you to play as the SWAT. In other words, you play as the good guys. You're the ones that are stopping the school shooter. And now I start to actually like the game because it's a tactical first-person shooter. Reminds me of SWAT 4. I grew up with that game and it was amazing. So it's complete nonsense. Like, why would they cancel this game over that? Why would anyone get outraged? The only reason that I can see why people got outraged is because this game allows you to play as the cops. So they really looked hard in order to find something that they considered offensive and use that as a justification to try and get the game canceled. So I was actually going to support it. I wanted to make a video, raise awareness, tell people to consider getting it if they like it, so on and so forth. But today, the developers have shown weakness. They have shown that they are absolutely pathetic. They are incapable of standing their ground even when they are in the right because they did nothing wrong. So what they do instead is they put this black and white corporate bullshit that you expect corporations to do nowadays. Like when you see this, it is so filled with platitude. I remember even the meme when someone said, we care about insert minority group here. Our company stands for insert progressive value here. Buzzword, buzzword, buzzword. It's literally like that. Even the black and white font. So apparently, they would like to start by saying that Void Interactive does not support or condone any form of racismus, bigotrismus, or alt-right views. And any such views will never be tolerated by our development team in our community. Imagine if a company would come up and just say, we at company are all Christians. We go to church every morning. We do not support sinners. Why the fuck do we even care? What is this nonsense? And it's not the first time I read something like this from a corporation. Why do you have to say it? I mean, if you don't say it, it's implied that you do support alt-right views. So dumb, you know, like it's almost like they were caught trying to start the Fourth Reich. But the jig is up, so now they have to make a statement. We have a diverse team of developers and contractors. It's like saying, yeah, we have a lot of Christians in our company. We're not sinners. We have people that go to church from many parts of the world and strive to create a welcoming environment for our player base and our people. You will not create a welcoming environment by pandering to moral busybodies that try to get you canceled over something that you didn't do wrong. I mean, involving a situation like a school shooting in a game where you play as the SWAT, so you're playing as the good guys and you have to stop it, I don't see any problem with it. None whatsoever. I mean, what are you supposed to do in a game called SWAT? You're supposed to rescue hostages, I assume. You're supposed to break into buildings and arrest drug lords. I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do in a game where you play as the cops? So you're supposed to actually handle events with criminals, right? And why are you apologizing? Anyway, while our game touches on hard realities and mature topics, we have no intention for it or for any other games we may produce to be a conduit for hate. Oh, you are a conduit for hate, alright? Hating money is what you're at, because I'm looking at the comments from your fans. People aren't happy with it. Like, you're alienating more customers than if you just shut the fuck up. Because this is being seen like caving into the moral busybodies, and most people are tired of the moral busybody. Just think about it from a logical standpoint, what the moral busybody is doing, right? You have a product, people want to buy your product. But the moral busybody places himself between you and the people and tell the people that they don't get to buy the product. Everyone hates the moral busybody. So why are you pandering to them? Intolerance has no play in ready or not. You are being intolerant already. You're like explaining, oh, if you're not far left, then you're probably far right, and we don't like you. You have no place in our game. But we're not intolerant. You are intolerant. Shut the fuck up. Regarding the level props that have been mentioned, these are placeholder assets that were put in place to fill otherwise bare spaces and were supplied by a contractor we no longer use. And these assets will be replaced as we continue to develop the game. I really don't care, by the way. Regarding the red pill boxes specifically, these were intended solely as a reference to the Matrix movie. A noggin jogger is slang for an activity or challenge that messes with the mind, and it's reflects to complex puzzle or brain teasers. We take these allegations quite seriously. Dude, if some person was harassing you over the red pill meme, you should have given them the middle finger and continue working. Because I'll tell you, there's a lot more people that are upset that you're making this apology than there were people that were initially upset because you're using the word the red pill. We appreciate the community members that have brought up this concern, and for the avoidance of doubt, we already taken steps to remove those assets, which you will note in the game's next update. And apparently they don't want to talk with Kotaku. Yeah. Look at this. Just look at it. I hope you guys are reading the comments, because you guys had just said, screw you, we're going to make this game how we want. If you said that, we'd be praising you instead of criticizing you. You'd also get so much support for standing up to your own values. Yeah, right now, do you know what customers want? Customers want a company that has balls. A company that actually sticks to its guns and principles. We are so tired of seeing companies that act like scared dogs and they bow, they go bow, 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 every single time. Some random Twitter activist is upset over some trivial nonsense. We're so sick of pathetic, weak companies like this. You need to pick a side. If you want to appease to the far left, let them be your customers. Because at the end of the day, we are so tired, so exhausted of having all of these companies that come up with a game and eventually they start releasing the black and white apology and having to prove to the far left that, oh no, we're not as bad as you make us out to be. Okay, I hope the far left buys your game. I hope the people who were triggered because of your game and your ideas are going to be the one purchasing it. Because clearly, we're not part of your clientele. Yes, you know what? I am a bigot from now on. I am a raging bigot when it comes to corporations. I will not change my mind. I exactly fit the definition of a bigot. There's no way you can convince me. The moment I see companies show weakness and apologizing, I don't want to buy their product because it's my hard-earned money. So when it's my money, I get to be a bigot if I want. And apparently I'm not welcome. They're intolerant towards me, so I'm not going to buy their game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you in the comment section. And also, if there's any developers from Void Interactive listening to this by any chance, mark my words. You just gave the moral busybodies an inch. And they're not going to stop. They smell blood in the water. They will keep going. They're going to find more and more offensive things in your game. And eventually, they're going to ask you to hire them in your company to make sure that the game you're creating is appropriate, that it's not offensive. They will ask you to hire their friends. They will ask you to hire their acquaintances to make sure that you don't get any more scandals. If you're sucker enough to hire them and give them your money, well, I guess you deserve to be ripped off. Because at the end of the day, people like me, we just choose not to buy your game. But you actually gave in to genuine harassers who have financial interests in order to try to take money from companies. And this is how they do it. They shame the company. Eventually, the company makes an apology. And then they will say, well, it's not good enough. How about you hire our friends? How about you hire this group? Put them in our company, give them positions of power, and then we'll make the scandal go away. I think it happened to the developer of that game which made the colonization. I think it was like Not My Land or something like that. And exactly the same happened. Like, but the developers there, they didn't apologize. They actually stood to their principles. And there was a guy who actually went like, oh, why don't you hire me? Because I'm from a Native American family, and I will tell you how to do it properly, and I will make the scandal go away. It's all about money. It's all about blackmail. But it is what it is. You know, what can you do? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.